February of 24, assault of a pregnant person for which you're on deferred now, and now you've picked up another case. You now stand charged with criminal mischief. You are facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cases, all in a matter of months. 8/14/23, assault of a family member. 6/9/24, violation of protective order, assault bodily injury. Another assault bodily injury. February of 24, assault of a pregnant person for which you're on deferred now, and now you've picked up another case. You now stand charged with criminal mischief. You are facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cases, all in a matter of months. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you. Mr. Woods.
Yes, Judge. The defendant was traveling with the complainant to go see the defendant's child with his child's mother. The defendant continued attempting to be sexual with his child's mother, and the complainant engaged in a verbal altercation with the defendant. Upon arriving home, the defendant exited the vehicle and the complainant drove to a store close to her home. The defendant took the complainant's iPad and walked and followed the complainant to the Kroger. The defendant then jumped on the complainant's hood as she was driving and struck her window multiple times with a rock, causing damage to her vehicle. Estimated damage was $300.
Who is the complaining witness in this case?
The complaining witness in this case is a Jacqueline Perry, who is the same complainant in the assault of a pregnant person.
Tell me he's not supposed to have contact with this complaining witness? Guys,
Morgan.
Mr. Woods is on deferred for assault of a pregnant person.
Yes, Judge, I'm emailing the felony prosecutor right now.
Was he, as a condition of that, not to?
No threatening, harassing, or abusive contact with the complainant in that case.
Mr. Woods, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. I'm now sending you for a drug test. I want to know what, if anything, is in your system. If you fail to go take the test, if you fail to come back, I'm going to revoke your bond and I'm going to make it so high. On one ankle, I'm going to put a GPS monitor because I'm ordering you not to have contact with this person, and you've shown repeatedly that you're incapable of following bond conditions. And I'm going to put a 1,000-foot radius that you're not to have any contact with this person. You're not to have any weapons. You're not to consume alcohol or illegal drugs. And I'm going to test you repeatedly so I know that you're not using, but I'm sending you now for a drug test. Like I said, you failed the test, and if you fail to come back, things will not go well. Do you understand, Mr. Woods? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Take a seat for me. You come back here and try to tell me that you test positive again because of makeup. That kind of excuse is such that every single person who puts makeup on gets intoxicated? Really? Mr. Burroughs, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. You guys have worked out an agreement where they're offering you 180 days in jail. It is probated for 12 months. As part of the probation, you will do a DWI education class, 2 victim impact panels. You must do a TRAS, which is an evaluation to see what other conditions you may need. If they assess other conditions, you must fulfill those conditions. No breath test refusal, meaning if you were pulled over in a car and an officer asks you to submit a breath test, you must submit. If you don't, you're in violation of this probation. A guardian interlock, 30 hours of community service, a $100 donation, one time to Mothers Against Drunk Driving, no drugs, no alcohol. Random analysis. Is this how you understand the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, sir.
Does he have any prior DWIs?
He had one that was dismissed a long time ago, and it was no probable cause based on no alcohol consumption out of Galveston. So
Yes,
we tried
Judge.
to get a pizza at the Courtroom, but it's just because of that. He had a theft when he was a kid, like 17 years old, but it was
Just one.
yeah. But he was he was 17 and he had an employee theft, and then he picked up another theft, but they didn't revoke his probation. It was like $100 from a cash register, but that was a long time ago. He's a volleyball coach. He's a good citizen. He's a good guy. He's turned his life around. His parents are here to support him. He made a mistake this night drinking. He understands that. He's taking responsibility for that. He's doing whatever he can to move forward. And he's in a financial hardship now. That's why we're asking for a reduction in the DPS fine. I've worked with him on payment plans and stuff. I'm going to waive all my fees so he can succeed. So.
The question is, at what point do you get it, Mr. Burroughs? You know, you've already had one DWI dismissed. You now have another one. While you're on bond, you have bond violations. So for you to come here and tell me that you've changed and that you're a different person and this and that goes in one ear, goes out the other. I don't believe it. Actions speak louder than words. And you can lie to me, but you can't lie to yourself. You know, and your record, you know, life is hard enough being a young Black man in America today, right? And the more convictions you get, all you're doing is you're making life more difficult. With these theft cases that you get, with these DWI, I mean, it's one of the worst cases that you can possibly pick up, because these theft cases brands you as a thief, and people are scared to hire potential thieves, because I'm always going to be thinking, well, if I hire him to work for me, I know that he's got not only one prior theft, but 2 prior thefts. Is he going to steal from me? Same thing now happens with the DWI. You've had one dismissed. Now you have another one. What's it going to take for you to get that we mean business, that public safety is a primary concern? And when you don't get it, and when you continue to pick up criminal cases, there are really grave consequences. You need to understand that from now on, after today, you're looking at a minimum of 30 days in jail. No, hold on a second. $90 days in jail at a minimum for any new cases you pick up here in county court. Don't matter how small it is, from now on, you are looking at a minimum of 90 days in jail. Not only that, you pick up another theft, you could be potentially charged with a felony, because they use those as a stepladder to enhance punishment. And when you don't get it, they combine all those to get up to felony court. You could be potentially facing that. You pick up another theft case as well. Some point you got to get it. And I hope that this is it. And usually, in my experience, being here, at times when we go too easy on people, they still don't get it. You're skirting out of here today. You're getting probation. You're getting no jail time. You're not getting your license suspended. Now they want me to waive. Michael wants me to waive the fines and fees. I mean,
I think he has his family.
why would we reward? You know,
I want him to succeed, and that's what I think the problem is, that if he doesn't have the money to succeed, it's going to be very hard. He's going to try everything in his power to succeed financially. I just think that's going to be a burden on him. I took it upon myself to forego my fees, and I'm doing whatever I can to help him.
and that's great.
Yeah, I understand
Michael,
that. I just don't think he can't afford it. He physically can't afford it. We're putting the burden on his parents who are here to support him. They're in the back. They're here. He's going to be staying with them to produce whatever fees he has to try to, get back on his feet. But he's trying, Judge. He is. He's been in constant contact with me. We talk every other day. He's literally trying. He really is. And I think if you give him a shot here, he said do whatever he can to, you know, prove you
I
wrong.
want you, I don't have to accept this agreement. I could say, no, I don't want this. Well, I'm jail time. I will accept your agreement, Mr. Burroughs, but I want you to understand that if you come back here and try to tell me that you test positive again because of makeup, that kind of excuse is such that every single person who puts makeup on gets intoxicated. Really? So if you come up here while you're on this probation and you test positive for alcohol, it tells me that you have a problem. And I'm giving you fair warning now that you will go into a rehab facility. I can amend the conditions to put you in a lockdown rehab facility for at a minimum 9 months to 10 months if you respond well to treatment. I will accept it, but I'm telling you now, if you test positive for whatever it may be, get ready. And I hope that and I want to read a repeat offender to the PI education class. I don't want just a garden variety. Your record speaks and tells everyone in the whole world about you. So if you ever get pulled over again, you need to understand that you will probably get harassed. So if I were you, I wouldn't ever, even if you've had a sip of alcohol, a glass of wine, I wouldn't get into a car because you're begging for trouble. Do you understand?
Yes, sir, I understand.
You give up a lot of rights by entering into this agreement. You give up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization under federal law. You give up the right to appeal. Once you plead guilty, this will go on your record, Mr. Burroughs. It's going to be there for the rest of your life. You can never take it off. From now on, like I said, you're facing a minimum of 90 days in jail for any new cases that you pick up. You must do your classes on time. You pick up a new case, you test positive for alcohol, you know what's going to happen. I will issue a warrant for your arrest. I'm going to put you in jail. I'm going to bring you back out, and we're going to talk about if you violated, if you did, how, and what the appropriate remedy will be. And it could be 180 days in jail. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
How do you plead to the offense of driving while intoxicated, guilty or not?
Guilty, yes, sir.
You need to understand that one of the things that they're ordering you to do is a TRAS. This is an evaluation. They may assess
We've done it.
intensive outpatient treatment.
We've done
Who's done the TRAS?
It's not
They
patient.
recommended IOP SOP.
Okay, I think that's a good thing, right?
May I say a word, please?
Sure thing.
Once again, I do appreciate, the second chance. When I went to jail for a year when I was 17, and that's when I was in high school. It's been 18 years ago. I've been a completely different person. I coach volleyball. I do a lot. I do give back a lot, and I do understand that this record will carry on without my life. I've already realized that, and I've been doing things a lot different. I did make a mistake. I did end up, drinking and driving. The first case I do admit. After that, I haven't told you a lie at all. It was more than just makeup. It was paint, body paint, full transformation. I do a lot on Halloween. I did not know that I was seeking to my ankle, and I haven't lied to you about that. Once again, I do appreciate the second chance. I'm a lot different than what my record says that I am. That happened when I was in high school, 17, 18, I'm 35 now. I haven't been in trouble since. I know you did see DWI on there. I was leaving work, didn't have a sip of alcohol. I asked to do a breathalyzer. They wouldn't let me do a breathalyzer. That was leaving from Kima. They have an ongoing case. I didn't have a sip of alcohol. That's the reason why I got thrown out. I didn't have a sip of alcohol. I asked them to do a breathalyzer. I was being harassed for that whole
Talking about the
month.
first case in
Sir.
Galveston.
I was being harassed for a whole month. 14 times I got pulled over. The last time before that one, I told them, I said, there's a reason why you pulled me over. And that's why I told them. The next time I got pulled over on 146. They didn't even give me a chance to even do a breathalyzer. And that's the reason why I got thrown out, is because I asked to do a breathalyzer, they didn't take my blood, didn't take anything. They wanted to take me to jail because of some beef that's happening in between the Kima bars and Kima PD. I changed my life a lot. I didn't lie to you last time I was here. I wasn't aware that would set off my Scram device. I had super glue that I was putting fingernail polish remover. Last time I didn't speak because I was on my anxiety medication, so I didn't really speak, but I can speak a lot better today because I haven't taken it the last 2 days. But that's what ended up happening. Once again, I do appreciate you for giving me a second chance, but just want to let you know I didn't lie to you last time I was here.
If you think that people and officers messed with you last time, what do you think is going to happen now?
I do understand that, sir.
You know, and
I do understand.
the only thing that I'm trying to impart to you is don't give them the ability to do that by smelling like alcohol, smelling like weed. Because when you get into a car, the faintest, funkiest smell of whatever, it's a great excuse for them to take you down.
Yes, sir. This time I did drink. I did not.
Look, you don't have to say anything now, but
Yes, sir.
I want you to appreciate the gravity of it, because when officers like me, I don't know you. I have but a mere 10 seconds, 20 seconds, maybe 5 minutes to get to know who Sydney Burroughs is.
Yes, sir.
One of the things I use to find out who you are is your record.
I understand.
So when an officer pulls you over, they're going to see DWI, theft. And I don't know if there's other things as well, because I don't get access to everything. But when they see that, they're going to be, holy moly. If they go up to your car, if it walks like a duck and it talks like a duck, if they have a DWI 1, if they have a DWI 2, and now they come up to you and they smell something,
I do understand.
don't give them ammunition to fire a gun at you. Life is hard enough as it is. Anyways, look,
Yes, sir.
done preaching. So just comply with these things and we will be happy.
Yes, sir.
Michael, and I'm going to tell you now that I will waive your court costs and your supervisory fees.
Thank you, Judge.
But if you come back with another DWI, I want you to understand that the next time on a second, you're facing around $6,000 at a minimum of supervisory fees, not to mention court costs of another $500-600. So it's on a second DWI, you're facing around $7,000.
Yes, sir.
You understand?
Yes, sir. I understand.
Get the message. All right.
Thank you, Judge.
Which devices are we giving him?
So what do you have now? Do you have the Scram?
Yeah, he liked the interlock, what they agreed to.
Yeah. And I mean, I'm okay with that. First, you got to get the interlock. Once you get the interlock, we'll take the Scram off. I've been paying for your device now. While you're on probation, I can't pay for it. You're going to have to pay for that yourself.
Yes, sir. I understand.
But I'm going to, cut his fines and fees, please. I'm literally taking all the money away. Money is never the issue. It's doing what you're supposed to do in the time you're supposed to do it.
Yes, sir. I understand.
I really wish you the best of luck, Mr. Burroughs. We want the best for you. And we're just trying to make you get a clue. That's all. Just don't be a danger to the public. That's all we want.
Yes, sir. I understand.
All right, man. All right, good luck.
Thank you.
Thanks, man.
Thank you.
The defendant stated he met the lady once to receive the plate, but since then, the plates get mailed every month. The defendant paid her $75 a month and had bought approximately 10 plates from her.
You are Francisco Rodriguez. Mr. Rodriguez, you're charged with tampering with a government record. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, Judge. The officer was conducting patrol and observed a vehicle with a temporary tag. The officer ran a search that did not come back with a return. Traffic stop was conducted and the officer made contact with the driver. who said this was their father's car and he got the tag. Officers were able to speak with the defendant, who stated he was a construction worker and he was given the car as payment. The defendant stated he bought the tags off some lady on WhatsApp, and the defendant said the lady advised him it was all legit. The defendant stated he met the lady once to receive the plate, but since then, the plates get mailed every month. The defendant paid her $75 a month and had bought approximately 10 plates from her.
Mr. Rodriguez, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. Tell me, are you a United States citizen? Are you in this country with or without permission?
Excuse me?
Are you in this country with or without permission?
No tengo permiso. I don't have permission.
What happens if you go to jail?
¿Qué le pasa si va a la cárcel?
¿Cómo?
¿Qué le pasa si va a la cárcel? I don't know.
Think.
Piense.
No, pues, pueda. ¿Qué me pasa si voy a la cárcel?
What would happen to me if I go to jail, you said?
Are you in this country with or without permission? Mr. Rodriguez,
Estoy sin permiso ahorita porque estoy queriendo ya arreglar.
I want
I'm without permission right now, but I want to fix it. Quiero que piense.
No, pues, yo sé que no está bien que esté sin permiso.
I don't think it's okay that I'm without permission.
Immigration sweeps the jail on a daily basis. Every couple hours, immigration goes through to see who is in custody without permission in this country. And if they find you, they will put a detainer on you and you will sit in jail until the case is over with and then shipped off to immigration, where you will sit for another 6 to 9 months waiting for immigration to do whatever they're going to do. If you do not want that to happen, do not violate the conditions that I set forth. Do not pick up any new cases. If I find that you do, then I'm going to put you in jail. And if you're unlucky enough, you will be there for an extremely long time. You understand?
Extremadamente largo, ¿me entiende?
Okay, sí.
Okay, yes.
Do you have a Texas driver license?
De conducir de Texas?
Tengo para estar aspirando.
I do, but it's expired.
So you don't have a Texas driver
No tiene
license.
licencia de conducir de Texas.
You are not allowed to drive.
Se debe manejar.
Can you run his license, please?
There's no license on file in our system.
You are not allowed to drive, Mr. Rodriguez. And I'm telling you now, I don't care what is going on in your life. Until you have a Texas driver license and liability insurance, you're not allowed to drive. And if I find that you do, you can be facing a lot of time in jail. You will be signing a promise with me. This is an affidavit that you're not going to drive. I don't care what's going on in your life. There's nothing you can do or say that can justify getting into a car. I don't care if someone has to go to the hospital. If you don't have a license and liability insurance, no driving. And if I find that you do, I'm going to put you in jail. You will not get any more PR bonds. Day after day, I see people who get immigration holds in custody because they don't heed this warning. You will not get another warning from us. I'm going to have you come up here, swear to us that you're not going to drive. I'll get you to Victoria to sign a reset. You need a lawyer to represent you in this. And so we were going to give you time to go hire a lawyer. After that, you'll be free to go. Take care, Mr. Rodriguez. All right. Is that the last bond? You will sit there in jail until this case is over with. And I'm going to tell you, it takes about 9 months just to get a 911 tape, and all that you're working for, all that schooling to become a nurse. Where does it go? Is it Fernandez, Soliss, Martinez?
Yes, sir.
Ma'am, you're charged with criminal mischief. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present if you cannot afford one. One will be appointed to you, ma'am.
Yes, Judge. On November 19th, 2024, the officer was dispatched to a residence in Harris County, Texas, in response to a family disturbance. Upon arrival, the officer met with the complainant, who stated that he and the defendant, his sister, got into a verbal argument that turned physical. Both parties admitted to striking one another. and the defendant walked over to the complainant's computer and began hitting the computer monitor with a PS5 controller, causing damage. The officer observed the monitor to be shattered, and there was also damage to the headset and controller. The complainant estimates the cost of damage to be $1,120.
Okay, Ms. Soliss, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. How old are you, ma'am?
I'm 22.
Are you here with anyone today?
I what? I'm
Are
sorry.
you here with anyone today? What do you do for a living?
Nurse student in Memorial Herman.
Do you have any kind of income whatsoever?
I would say I make about 1,000 a year, 1,000 a week.
All right, would you like to apply for a court-appointed lawyer, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm going to have you fill out an application with Stephen. We need to work and we need to figure out what we're going to do because typically in these types of cases, I bar you from having contact with the complaining witness in this case, meaning that you're not allowed to have contact with your brother.
Yeah.
I don't know, I don't know where you live. I don't know if you live with him. So what I'm going to, don't say anything now. I have a bunch of DAs here. What you say could hurt you. I'll appoint you a lawyer today, but we need to find out the family dynamic because if you pick up a new case, you start acting a fool in the free world. I'm going to take the free world away from you and I'm going to put you in jail and I'm going to make your bond high. And you have to understand that if you don't have anyone that's going to post your bond, you will sit there in jail until this case is over with. And I'm going to tell you, it takes about 9 months just to get a 911 tape and all that you're working for, all that schooling to become a nurse. Where does it go? Right. So we'll figure out that here momentarily. So, do not leave until we let you go though. Okay. Stephen's going to give you the application. I'll have you sign a reset with Victoria and then we'll have you take a seat in the jury box. Please. Tensed his arms? Really?
Yeah, Judge, I know it's not time to argue probable cause, but I'd like
No.
to push it out a little bit.
I already got it.
Yeah, Judge.
I understand. What kind of, I mean, just you're tensing your arms? That's madness. We have enough cases. Come on.
And Judge,
The raising end.
Racing him.
Racing.
Good morning, Judge.
Good morning, sir. So you're charged with interference with the duties of a public servant, and this is a Class B misdemeanor. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. We're going to do probable cause. Just hang tight, please.
Officers were dispatched to a disturbance between the defendant and an Uber driver in Harris County, Texas. The officer stated that when he arrived, both parties were calm and smoking with one another. Officer stated that he saw that the defendant was intoxicated and asked whether the defendant's wife would come and get him. The defendant said his wife would. And the defendant and the Uber driver began going back and forth with each other about charges. An officer made the decision to detain the defendant and take him to a sobering center. Officer asked the defendant to put his hands behind his back and defendant tensed his arms. Additional officers arrived and detained Plea.
Judge, I know it's not, you don't argue.
Tensed his arms? Really?
Yeah, Judge, I know it's not time to argue probable cause, but I'd like
No.
to push it out a little bit.
I already got it.
Yeah, Judge.
I understand. What kind of, I mean, just you're tensing your arms? That's madness. We have enough cases. Come on. No, I'm going to find no probable cause. Just remember, when you're out there in the free world, if you're going to get lit, be very careful. Do you understand, Mr. Thurston?
Absolutely.
I'm sorry. Did you want to say something?
No, it's okay, Judge. We're dismissing the case.
Oh, thank
Just
you.
be careful, you know? Really? Okay. All right. We got you, sir.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Mr. Pine. I mean, doing the right thing. I got it. That's why.
Thank you, Judge.
All right. Always a pleasure, Mr. Haggard.
Good seeing you, Judge.
Should I get this car? I had such a miserable time in court with that Judge Fleischer. God, I never want that experience again. That's the idea.
Yes,
because I
sir.
want you to remember me 20 years from now when you're in a position of vulnerability where you make the right decision.
This is involving Jennifer Gazal. Okay. I don't know how to be as succinct, but I'll try to be as succinct as I can. The court may recall that she has a PCS that's arising in the same incident that was over there. James Mount and Melissa with the Rick Court and I, we had a powwow yesterday for about 35, 45 minutes to try to decide what happened here. And I'm trying to short circuit things. At the end of it all, we come out this morning. They're going to dismiss the PCS as long as she pleads here. They're allowing her to plead to a time served over here.
I'm not on the second. Sorry.
If you.
Not on the second.
That's.
No. If she wants a PTI or if she wants a probation, okay. I think 30 is what we typically do on a second, but not time served.
Now, the first one was some time ago, Judge, like.
I understand.
12 years ago.
I get it, but,
So,
and she had violations while she's on, right?
well, there weren't violations that couldn't be excused or explained because what happens is she takes Adderall. And so that's what I think the issue was.
No, I'm sorry, not on that second. And it's not just you, it's just, I have before, and people have ran, like literally the week after, they wrapped their car on the pole.
So
And
if I can, and it may or may not impact your decision, you know, she does not have a license, does not drive. Okay, she has that scooter that she's on that we talked about that's under 8 horsepower, whatever it is.
is it one of those Costco scooters that you cannot take on the street?
Yes, you can't really get on the street with it, Judge. It's not one of those, and she has a license and has not had one. Okay. Now, I know there's going to be an imposition of a suspension of any license that she may have. I know that will be coming at her. The big issue with the probation, because that's one of the things that we first had talked about. She has to take care, and she's the sole provider for an elderly father. She doesn't drive, is unable to drive him back and forth and everything, but he depends like 100% on her. Now, my concern with the probation, and it was the thing that we kind of tossed about yesterday, is if she's forced to be in a position of making a decision of doing something for her dad versus a peer.
When the gavel drops, the real lesson begins. We saw a recurring theme today. Your past isn't just a memory, it's a permanent legal shadow. Whether it's the judge calling out a makeup excuse or warning a student that one physical outburst could flush a nursing career down the drain, the message is clear. The court sees your record long before they see you. In the eyes of the law, if it walks like a duck and talks like a duck, they aren't going to wait around for a second opinion. One bad choice can turn a second chance into a lockdown rehab or a 180-day sentence. If your future was on the line today, would your record speak for you or against you?